Patch 26.12. MSI is on 26.13. There are a few things that we'll be monitoring on the 16.11 patch, as we see how the 16.11 changes impact the botlane meta, which is currently pretty heavily dominated by enchanters and range supports. I can tell you, like, I think melee supports are making a full comeback, is my feeling. I think their win rates in solo queue are way too high already. From what I see, Leona, Rel, even Nautilus, Blitzcrank, all these champs are way higher win rate now. I think Seraphine will still be played probably because Echoes of Helia was one of the least nerfed items, and Seraphine has too good of a synergy with Ashe. And then I guess there's also Bard. Bard is pretty much untouched, indirectly buffed. I think Bard will be one of the best supports in the game. Not much else to say. Teleport, especially in Pro recently, we've seen usages of teleport at very short ranges to prepare quite large shields for tactical usages in combats. While this is cool usage of the spell, it's a pretty intuitive behavior, and we want to skew its usage to be better used to cross map and joining fights capabilities. To be honest, like when it comes to stuff like this, like literally anybody could tell them that this was gonna happen. When you make it give you a full shield, if you tip it just like on the same spot, it doesn't make any sense. They should have never like let that be in the game in the first place. Yuumi, last patch we had a change to Moonstone that fixed it being doubly impacted by grievous wounds or healed and shield power. Yuumi is one of the few champs who has heal shield power baked into her kit, so she was impacted. We're compensation buffing her. Okay, cool. On 26.10 we made some adjustments to Lee Sin that gave power back to some of the fun elements in his kit. This made Lee Sin pretty strong champion higher levels to play again, and in a way we think is fantasy aligned for him. The magnitude is a bit too much, we're pulling it back slightly. Yeah, right now what I've noticed playing against Lee is that he oftentimes gets 2 or 3 Ws in a combo, where before he would only get 1. And that makes such a big difference, because he basically has a additional spellcast in every skirmish. I think the champ is for sure overpowered, yeah. Mid lane meta. For average play, AP Zinzao has been tearing up the reef with a lot of his power budget and healing, especially in the early lane, creating some pretty uninteractive lane states. We're tapping this down as well as some of the top end healing in the later game. Otherwise, a few adjustments to the champions who have been a bit roomy solo queue like HWEI, Syndra, Syndra, and nerfs to some of the top end like Cassio, who really benefited from Deathfire Touch, and Ryze and Ori, who have been pretty shunk for pretty much the whole season. So the thing is, like, you have to understand that, like, for solo queue, I don't think this will have a huge impact. Because I don't think these champions that are mentioned here are huge problems in solo queue. For the most part. I mean, some are okay, don't get me wrong. But I think solo queue mid lane meta is slowly being dominated by, like, melee champs who are indirectly buffed, and assassin and stuff like that, and champs like Zoe. I guess depends on what elo you're looking at, right? Yuumi, Jax, Gwen, Aatrox, HWEI, Syndra, Tristana, Sylas. So without numbers, it's hard to say. But first of all, I'm definitely not a fan of Jax being buffed. I don't know. I feel like we arrive at this discussion every year, honestly. Like every year, this becomes a thing. Every time they just randomly buff Jax before like a major tournament, and I always say, I don't think we should be buffing Jax, guys. It doesn't make any sense. I don't even think the champ is weak. I think he's just underplayed. It's like a classic buff where I feel like we're buffing a champ that's already strong, just to make sure that people realize that it's strong. And then again, it's just gonna be played in pro non-stop now. As for other champs like Yuumi, Gwen, Aatrox, okay, sure. I mean, these champs like kinda do like are okay with the buff, honestly. HWEI, I called it. I keep saying the champ's weak. People keep calling me delusional. Riot's buffing him again, 3rd time in a row, by the way. Because they keep giving him placebo buffs like ult CD and, I don't know, fucking some useless passive damage. What is it gonna be this time, guys? Is the 3rd HWEI buff in a row finally gonna make the champ useful? Tune in soon, because you know I'm gonna play it. Syndra, also called this like some time ago. I said she's gonna be buffed. She's garbage. I don't play her for a reason. She's just garbage. Tristana, also garbage. Should be buffed. Good job. Sylas, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, we're not only buffing Sylas, we're also nerfing 2 counters of Sylas, which are Ryze and Cassiopeia. I don't know, man. Salah's buff, skeptical. Zin, okay. Nocturne, sure. Very high win rate. I think the Q buff they gave him with like Moon Spit was just unnecessary. Very, like, Nocturne, just terrible design, honestly. Needs a rework. Terrible design, just the complete R-bot of a champion. Just terrible. Lee Sin, sure. Orianna, pro play. Rice, sure. Pro play, I guess. Makes sense. Sucks for the Rice players because he's basically getting the Azir treatment where he's just mega low win rate in solo queue. Cassiopeia, insanely overpowered, by the way. Insanely overpowered right now. Like, she's like basically pick and ban in LCK because she has no counterplay. I don't think she has a single losing matchup in the game. Even long range champs, which are supposed to win against her, she just completely owns. I honestly hope they nerf her Moon Spit. She has just way too much Moon Spit with like MS runes plus like passive, which is disgusting to play against. Varus. Yeah, Varus. Another nerf, guys. Not terrible design champion either, right? Another champ that just needs a rework, like, as soon as possible. Just terrible design champion. His W should never be in the game. And then a teleport adjustment, and you can see here at the bottom, there's like one more line here at the bottom, and it doesn't show, so there's maybe something more here. But yeah, TLDR, I think for pro play this is a nice patch, and maybe for Hyla, especially mid lane. It's like, it's nice that my role is getting some changes. It's nice that Riot is buffing two of my favorite champions, and we'll see what the buffs are before. I don't want to overreact.